Hello and welcome to the Power Fish Podcast. I'm Fish.
And I'm Ben. I want to tell you about an interesting story that happened to me while I was driving the other day. I was driving down the road, both doors on my step van open, letting the wind blow through. About 2 blocks down the road, there was this kid on the side of the road, couldn't have been a day older than 13.
Dang.
And as I was approaching, he got right in the middle of the road. I wasn't close yet. It was about a block and a half away still. So I was just like, paid no mind really. Yeah. I was just walking across. But he got in the middle of the road, stopped, looked at me. As I was going down the road, starting to slow down at this point, he turns around and runs away to the side of the road on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then I'm, 500 feet away from him at this point. He does that stupid thing to like pretend that you're a dog with the paws, this deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He does that and looks at me and goes like that. And at this point, I'm just like, he's autistic. There's something up. So I don't really pay too much mind to it. He does that, looks at me. I drive by, see him out my side door.
Yeah.
And immediately he starts barking very loudly at me. And this is why we need bullying to come back.
We can't be having those kind of
children. We can't be
children.
having this. Who is this kid's parents?
We need to beat the autism out of them or whatever you just said.
Yeah, that'll do it. Well, that's not the whole episode today, believe it or not. We're actually going to play a game, but I don't know anything about the game, so I'll let Fish host this game to me.
Yeah, I kept this a secret from you because no particular reason.
That's good.
I wanted to.
Surprise.
Are you ready to find out if you are smarter than a 5th grader?
Oh no.
Or if that's if we can't say that for copyright reasons, are you more intelligent than a roughly 13-year-old grade school student?
Copyright?
I don't know. Is that copyrighted?
The phrase, "Are you smarter than a 5th grader?"
I mean, it's a show.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, that's a show.
Well, if I say the word "The Avengers," we ain't gonna get copyright strikes.
I thought about that. I was like, can you put that in like a title? And I feel like you can because people say like gonna do something Jeopardy. Like Jeopardy's a game show.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah.
People, sure. Yeah.
Well, anyway, are you smarter than a 5th grader? All right. Here's how the game's gonna work. We're not playing the rules as on the show. We're gonna play the.
I don't even know what those are.
Cool. So we're gonna play a game with some rules here. Okay.
Okay.
So I am gonna ask you 10 questions.
Okay.
And it is going to be from grades 1 to 5, 2 questions per grade.
Oh God.
For a total of 10 questions.
Okay.
Each grade, I'm going to present you with 4 subjects, and you will answer one question from 2 of those 4 subjects.
So you're going to present 4 subjects, and I can pick 2 of them?
Well, so okay. So as an example, I'll say this subject. Say, hey, grade 1, this, and this. What's your first choice? You'll pick a subject. I'll give you a question.
Oh.
And then you'll pick the second subject of the remaining 3. And if you get that right, then we move on to 2nd grade.
And if I get it wrong,
you're not smarter than a 5th grader, and
or in that case, a 1st grader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In that case, you're really stupid.
So if I answer all 10 questions correctly and surpass 5th grade level education, I win?
Let me finish.
Okay.
So that's 10 questions, 2 for each grade, 1 through 5th. If you finish 5th grade both questions,
okay,
you have the opportunity to pick one subject of 4 for 6th grade and answer 1 question. If you get that question right, you will have demonstrated that you are smarter than a 5th grader.
Not on the level of 5th grader. Got it.
Correct.
6th grade question.
Now, here's the game. That's the format. Here's the game. You will have 4, count it, 1, 2, 3, 4 cheats. Understood?
4 cheats?
You, just like real school, you can cheat.
Okay. I was homeschooled, so that was really easy for me.
Exactly. So you have 4 cheats. Now, again, you don't know the games, but these I've modified these because like in the show there's like actual students, actual kids there, and you can like rely on one of them to answer the question for you, but they're children, so they're stupid, and that's the game. So we can't do that.
Those like your lifelines are people from the grade of the question that you're trying to answer.
So modified version here, since we don't have children afoot. So here are your 4 cheats. 2 of them are what I'm calling elimination cheats. So most of these questions are going to be multiple choice, 3 choices. If you use an elimination cheat, one of the 3 choices will be eliminated and you'll be down to 2 choices. Understood?
Okay.
So those are 2 of your cheats. Now, some of these questions are true or false. That you just can't use that cheat on those ones.
Because that would give the answer.
That would give the answer away.
Specifically with multiple choice, I can use that.
You can use, you have 2 instances of those, of elimination cheats.
For grade 1 through 6.
1 through 5.
I can't use it on the 6th?
No cheats on the 6th grade.
Okay.
This is you asking questions is really making this rules set disjointed. Anyway, yeah, correct. Okay. So on the 6th one, you cannot use any cheats. So you have, those are 2 of your cheats, elimination. You have a skip. So you can, let's say you get a question and you just can't figure it out. You can skip to a new question of the same grade and subject.
Okay.
Basically just get a new one.
Okay.
If for whatever reason, I should have all of them here. If for whatever reason I don't have another question to go to, you'll just do same grade, different subject.
Okay.
But I should have everything. And then the 4th one, this is mainly just for fun. If you want to use it, you have a phone a friend.
Okay.
You can call or text somebody.
I think I can. I've got ideas. Okay. So I have elimination, which is remove one of a multiple choice.
One of 3 multiple choice options.
And I can use that twice.
And you've got 2 instances of that. Yeah.
And then a skip and then a phone a friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I've got it here and I'm going to mark them off as we go. Do you have any questions about the game?
No, I think I've got it.
Okay. Welcome to the 1st grade. Here,
I'm nervous.
So did you bring your lunchbox? All right. Here are your 4 subject choices.
Okay.
For the 1st grade. Arts, math, science, spelling.
1st grade, arts, math, science, and spelling. I'm going to go with math.
Okay.
1st grade math.
1st grade math. All right. What is the highest 2-digit counting number of the following options? 10. Okay.
I'm expecting this to be so hard.
All right. 10.
Yeah.
19. 99. I didn't expect that to be so funny.
I think I know what the answer is going to be, but
okay.
Those only 3 options.
Do you gotta think? You gotta
highest 2-digit number of the 3 options.
What is the highest 2-digit counting number of the options?
I'm gonna go with C, 99.
C, 99. That is correct. All right.
Good. All right. Next subject.
And now for the 2nd subject. So your remaining options are arts, science, and spelling.
Spelling.
1st grade spelling.
Dude, spelling is a tough one for me.
All right. Aren't is a contraction of what 2 words? Are so, are not, are never again.
B, are not.
B, are not. That is correct.
Are never again. Are.
I hadn't read that one when I put it down. That's pretty good.
I don't think that's even grammatically a thing. Are never again.
Are never again. All right. Hey, you have passed the 1st grade. Easy. All right. Are you ready for the 2nd grade?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Here are your subject choices. If I can find him here. Haha. Okay. Geometry, math, science, spelling.
We'll go with science.
Science. Second grade science. Okay. Whew. All right. After his 19th century expedition through the Grand Canyon, John Wesley Powell published The Exploration of what river? The Arkansas River, the Colorado River, the Oregon. The face you're making at me. The face you're
Dude, it's because I don't know the answer to this.
The Arkansas River, the Colorado River, the Oregon River. Remember that you can use a cheat if you need to.
The Grand Canyon.
In his 19th century expedition through the Grand Canyon, John Wesley Powell published The Exploration of what river?
This is science?
This is specifically earth science.
Okay. Like this is history and geography.
Or literature.
Or literature, yeah. Dude. I don't even know where the freak the Grand Canyon is. I've never been there.
That I can probably tell you. That's, I believe, I could be wrong. Is it Arizona? It's Arizona or
somewhere
Nevada?
hot. That's all
Arizona
I know.
or Nevada. Or maybe New Mexico. It's that region.
I've been to Nevada. That's probably Arizona. Yeah. Who knows? It's a mystery. Dude, it's got to be. What the heck is the Oregon River? Why would the Colorado River be anything relating to the Grand Canyon? What was the first one?
Your choices are the Arkansas River, the Colorado River, Oregon River.
Dude.
You have 4 cheats. You may, it's sad that you'd have to use one in
Grade
the second
2?
grade.
I don't want to use one now. I know I'm going to need them. Oh my God. I'm going to go with the Colorado River.
That is correct.
Oh my God.
I really thought you weren't going to say that for whatever reason. Because you said something to the effect of, why would it be the Colorado River?
Yeah, why would it be?
That is correct. I'm happy that you got that. Okay.
That was more of a guess as to which river sounded the most legitimate in my head.
Yeah. I was on my toes with that one.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, sweating. All right, your remaining
Second
options
grade.
for the second grade question are geometry, math, and spelling.
Geometry is going to be a tough one. I'll go geometry.
Geometry. All righty.
I did math and spelling last, so I'll diversify. I'm bad with shapes, dude.
All right. Bad with shapes. Here we go. How many angles are there in 2 triangles? 3, 6, 8.
How many angles?
How many angles are there in 2 triangles? 3, 6, 8.
Angles as in like...
You know what an angle is? Angle. Angle. In
Let me
two
think.
in two triangles.
Well, let's think of a pyramid, but with one less side.
if you need to to visualize a triangle, I suppose you should do that.
So, I mean, we got, if it's pointing up, we got 3 on the up spin. We got 3 going up, right? Angles?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's 3 sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got 3 more on the bottom. So that,
Okay, you're visualizing a pyramid right now. Are you trying to visualize a triangle?
I'm thinking of it in 3D space.
Yeah,
dude.
don't do that. I was like, what do you mean the
This
bottom?
is second grade. This is
Don't do that.
this is not a 3D object. This is a 2D triangle. 6.
6. There are in fact 6 angles in 2 triangles.
I'm gonna mess myself up.
I don't know if I should have helped you there, but that was just confusing to me.
Dude, I was thinking of like, do you know like a Pyraminx?
Pyraminx?
Yeah, it's a Rubik's cube, but it's a triangle pyramid.
How is that physically possible?
Well, it's because it's not a cube. It's just Rubik's cubed, as in it has colors on the sides and it has to be like spun and stuff to solve.
That was my question: is spinning to solve?
Oh, you can spin the tips, and then you can spin I don't know the logistics of it, but you can spin it around.
Weird.
Anyway, I was thinking of something like that, like a 3D object in space, not a 2D drawing of a triangle.
Yeah, because that's what you said. You said, yeah, you're gonna have them going up the sides, and then along the base, you're gonna have. It's like, and you gotta think in my mind, I'm thinking in 2 dimensions here, and you just brought in a 3rd dimension.
Yeah, when I said there's 3 sides, I meant if there's a base and going like 3 sides going up to a point.
Yeah,
there's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's a pyramid.
Yeah. And then you were thinking, oh yeah, he's of course talking about the 3 sides of a freaking flat triangle. Yeah, no, that's not what I was thinking about.
You literally just a couple episodes ago we talked about what a 2-dimensional being what would happen if they experienced a 3rd dimension.
Right.
I just did that. That made no sense to me.
Yeah, it made no sense.
All right. You have passed. What was that? The 2nd grade.
That was 2nd grade.
That was 2nd grade.
Dude, I've got 3. Oh my god.
Yeah. You have passed the 2nd grade, and you have all of your cheats left.
I'm
all 4 of them.
Cheat free.
All righty.
Grade 1 and 2.
Here's where it gets probably interesting. Here on out is where it really starts to pick up some speed here.
Oh my god.
All right. The 3rd grade. Here are your options: foreign language, geometry, again, physical science, spelling.
Physical science.
Like physics.
Oh. And foreign language. Holy crap, that could be devastating. I'm gonna have to go with science again, physical science.
All right, 3rd grade physical science.
Oh god dang!
I happen to get a lot of different questions for these, so pick a number between 1 and 7.
6.
All right. True or false? When a wooden log burns and turns to ash, it undergoes a physical change, but not a chemical change. True or false? When a wooden log burns and turns to ash, it undergoes a physical change, but not a chemical change.
So, oh god, dude. I barely know the freaking difference. If this doesn't just tell you we have absolutely no business talking about quantum physics and relativity the way we do, then I don't know what does. Physical chemical change. Well, what chemical change? Fire, burning, creates smoke. Is the transition from wood into, that's a chemical change, ain't it?
It very well might be.
But then the answer would be both. And that's not an option.
What? What do you mean both?
Well, if the fire was burning the wood and there was a chemical reaction to turn that into smoke, but then there's also just ash, which is a physical change.
Right.
But then both would be happening.
Yeah. Let me read it again. It undergoes a physical change, but not a chemical change. If it were to be a false, then that would be both. Because the but not
it was a true or false. Oh,
yeah, it is exclusionary. So true would mean it's physical but not chemical. False would mean it's both.
Right. Okay. Undergoes a physical change but not a chemical change. But I gotta frick. I think false.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right, that is true.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That is correct. It is false.
No, I understood what you meant.
All right. When a log burns and turns to ash, it undergoes both a physical and chemical change.
Okay, yeah. That was having zero understanding of physics. That was like logic my way out of that.
Correct. All right. So your remaining options are then foreign language, geometry, and spelling.
We're gonna go with geometry again.
Geometry. All right.
God, dude, these are tough. Oh, no.
We're in the third grade here. All right. Third grade question. By definition, an octagon has how many more sides than a hexagon? 1, 2, or 3?
Two.
That is correct. I was going to say, that one's easy. That
Yeah.
one's easy.
Octa is 8, hexa is 6. Yes. Okay. Whew, that was I didn't need there was no way to overcomplicate that one.
Can you list them? Can you list them? How many? Actually, do I even know that?
As in like
The side. The side names.
Quad is
4.
and then there's penta,
Penta's 5.
and then there's hexa, and then what's 7?
A septa.
Septa.
Like a septa.
An
septagon.
octa, and then 9.
I don't think I know 9.
I think the next one I know after that is deca, which is 12.
And then dessa is 10.
Dessa is 10. Yeah, you're right. 9 and 11. What the heck are those?
Look it up.
Because I know there's a ball-shaped Rubik's Cube. It's not a cube, but there's a ball called a dodecahedron. That's the 3D version of a 12-sided object, dodecahedron. Those are fun. They have 12 spinny sides. I used to know how to solve one of them things.
All right, show me the polygons. All right. Well, so you have a
what's a polygon?
what?
What's a polygon?
A polygon is a shape, basically.
Oh, that's not like a sides thing.
So here are your 2 through 10 polygons: triangle, quadrilateral, it's like a square, pentagon, a hexagon. No, I don't have the correct number on my hands. A heptagon.
Hepta. That's 7.
Yeah, that's what I told you. Yeah. An octagon. Oh, I've heard this before. A nonagon.
Nonagon.
And then a decagon is apparently 10. I thought it was deci. Well, deci, like decimal, is to the 10th place.
Yeah.
So that must just be a different name for polygons. Strange.
Wait, so what's 12? Because
What?
am I thinking of the object having 10 sides, not 12?
What is the name of a 12-sided polygon?
Because a dodecahedron.
A dodecagon is 12 sides.
Oh, so dodeca. 2.
Dodeca.
Ah.
Okay.
Shapes and numbers. Okay.
That was the second third grade question, right?
that was the first third grade question.
That is
That was a second third grade question.
because you did physical science and then
So I
geometry.
beat third grade.
You have passed the third grade.
I am cheat free.
And treat free. Now, I will say, now that we're heading into the final 4 questions before 6th grade, I will say that, remind you anyway, you cannot use your cheats in the final.
Oh, I can't use them on 6.
So if you need to use them in the next 4 questions, do so.
And I have 4 for Wendy's 4 for 4.
You have Wendy's 4 for 4, 2 elimination, 1 swap, and a phone a friend.
Okay.
All right. 4th grade. Right. All right. Here are your options: chemistry, earth science, physical science, and spelling again.
We'll start with spelling. 4th grade spelling.
4th grade spelling. Let's see here. All right. What is the correct spelling of the word that means to suggest? I'm going to spell these out for you. You got to tell me which one's right. All these words are recommend. RECOMEND. Capture these in your mind. RECCOMMEND. Or RECOMMEND.
So we got single C, single M, double C, double M, and single C, double M.
Correct, yeah.
Dude, I still mess this up on my keyboard. This is one of those words that's just like an autocorrect savior. It's like what's another I can't remember. There's success. How many C's and S's? That one fricks me.
That
up.
one gets me too. Yeah. I think I usually get saved by autocorrect on that.
Yeah. Recommend. It's not double C, double M.
Yeah, I'll just tell you that looks weird looking at it.
Yeah, I'm picturing that in my mind. That one's dumb. So I'm gonna use an elimination.
You're gonna use an elimination. That's the one that'll be gone.
No.
Sorry, I'm gonna be mean to you.
Dang
Sorry.
it. Okay.
Otherwise, it'd be a gimme.
I know. That's why I used that. Frick.
So you've got single C, single M, or single C, double M.
Right. I know I'm not going to turn to my right and type it out right now because I know I can muscle memory it. But trying to just, but I don't know the spelling. I know the muscle memory of typing the keys.
Okay, I was gonna say like if you wrote it down, that would be okay. But if it's purely muscle memory, that's probably cheating.
Right. Oh, recommend. Is it bad that I'm thinking about doing the phone a friend? The spelling of this word. Double M or single M. I'm going to go with single M. The single C, single M.
That is incorrect.
No!
It is single C, double M, unfortunately.
Frick!
Well, okay, so let's go ahead and finish the game out. Let's pretend that you got that right. Just because I kind of want to see what happens when you get to the other subjects.
Let's see if I can just escape with one
you've,
blunder.
You've officially lost the game. But let's
dude.
That was close too. All right. So your remaining options for the 4th grade: chemistry, earth science, physical science, all science questions.
Chemistry. That's a new one, so I'll go with chemistry.
Chemistry. All right. Pick a good one here. True or false? Salt is a mineral.
True.
That is correct.
Okay. Had to think about it, but I think yeah.
Was it more you were afraid it was a trick question?
Kinda. Sorta. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was an easy one.
All right. You have not successfully, but we're on from the 4th grade
to the 5th.
To the 5th. All right.
This is crazy.
It's only getting harder.
Crazy that a spelling one got me.
A spelling one.
Disappointing.
Can't you spell? All right. Here are your options for the 5th grade: earth science, geometry, life science, measurements.
We'll start with life science.
Life science.
What the heck is that?
I had a life science class in school.
What is that even?
It's like it's more like biology.
Okay.
All
that makes sense.
Right.
I know biology.
And you know biology. I'll say it's biology of anything that is alive. It's not just human biology.
Oh.
I will say. As evident by this question. In cellular respiration, plants break down carbohydrates using what element? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen.
Carbon.
That is incorrect.
Frick, dude!
Are
you freaking kidding me? I was so confident, dude.
It is oxygen.
They use oxygen to break frick?
Allegedly. That's what it says on here.
To break carbon dioxide?
To break down carbohydrates using...
Yeah. What? Dude.
Dude, what are you doing? I'm gonna pretend like I knew that.
Oh my
I'm gonna pretend like I was smart enough to know that.
Oh, that's 5th grade.
That is 5th grade. So here are your remaining subjects for the 5th grade: Earth science, geometry, measurements.
We'll go with measurements.
Measurements.
That's a new one. Crap.
This is an interesting question here. How many square meters are in 1 hectare? 1,000, 10,000, 1 million.
What the heck is a hectare?
I have never heard of this before today.
What 5th grade teacher? How many?
But can't you imagine though? You're sitting in 5th grade and at your desk, and you got a question about hectare, and you think to yourself, "When am I ever going to need this?" This is the kind of question that's going to show up in 5th grade that you'll never use again until today.
Okay, how many watts are in a hectare?
How many square meters are in 1
Square meters?
in 1 hectare?
And the options were 1,000,000.
1,000, 10,000, and 1 million.
So a hectare is huge, even if it's just 1,000.
Yeah, at minimum it's huge. Yeah.
It's at minimum a square kilometer.
Yeah.
So is it okay? A square kilometer, 10 square kilometers, or 10,000 square kilometers?
Yeah.
Or it would be 100,000 square. Holy frick!
And not that you're going for the win, but you still have cheats if you wanted to use it.
My second elimination.
You're going to use your second. Let me track the first one. Yeah, there we go. All right. We will get rid of 1 million. So 1,000 or 10,000.
Why would there be a name for a single square kilometer? It's got to be 10,000.
Other than a square kilometer.
Yeah.
That is correct. It's
Yeah,
10,000. Okay. It is 10,000 in a hectare.
That's a hectare. A hectare is 10 square kilometers.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Didn't know that.
All right. The dub doesn't matter, but let's go on to the final question of the game.
Gosh.
The final question of the game. This is your 6th grade question. There's only one of these. Here are your options: astronomy, geometry, measurements, spelling.
We'll go with the new one. We'll go with astronomy.
With astronomy. All right.
I know a thing or two about astronomy.
Yeah, you do. Let's put that to the test. You are most likely to see Bailey's beads during which astronomical event? Lunar eclipse, meteor shower, solar eclipse. Remember, you cannot cheat.
I'll tell you a real helpful thing to be able to answer this is to know what the frick Bailey's beads were.
Bailey's beads. That's what it says.
Bailey's beads. Okay, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, or what?
Solar eclipse, meteor shower,
Meteor shower.
Lunar eclipse, yeah. Lunar, solar, and then a meteor shower.
Lunar Bailey's beads. I'm thinking the question was what event most likely will show them, right?
You are most likely to see Bailey's beads during
Meaning there's a chance that you won't. Intuitively, I was just thinking beads and like the shape and meteor shower.
It's a reasonable assumption.
But if there's a chance, if it's simply a possibility of Bailey's beads arising, then it can't simply be the fact that a meteor shower is showering meteors is producing this Bailey's beads phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
So Bailey, is that a lunar or a solar?
Yeah, let's start with the name Bailey. Where does that lead?
Is that
us?
a lunar or a solar chick kind of name? And beads. Where the heck are the beads coming
I
in?
don't know.
So it's this. I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna have to say a lunar eclipse.
That is incorrect.
Mother fricker.
It is a solar eclipse.
Frick, dude.
So you got
Dude, I failed at 4th grade.
you Yeah, you failed 4th
and 5th grade. And
I think
6th.
did you get one of the 5th grade questions right?
Yeah.
Which one did you get right? I can't remember. Was
The
that geometry that you got right? What was no?
It was measurements.
No, yeah, you didn't do geometry.
It was
Yeah,
measurements.
yeah. The hectare, yeah, you got the hectare right.
Gosh.
Well, that's the game.
Dude. 5th graders these days.
Dude, that was crazy. You were on such a roll. Granted, it was only through
I was
3rd
on
grade.
such a roll through 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade. Yeah. That's so crazy. How many of those questions do you think you would have been able to answer?
Shoot.
Didn't know crap about Bailey's beads.
Yeah, no, I didn't know anything about that. I feel like I'm kind of along with you. I would have done pretty well up through 3rd grade. I feel like what was one of the questions?
That's crazy.
Like the octagon and hexagon question. I would have known that.
Yeah, that one's easy.
I don't think there was anything really in 2nd grade that would have tripped me up too bad. What subjects did you choose for 4th grade? Was it
4th grade? Measurements? No. Spelling, recommend, and
Yeah. I think I would have gotten that one right because if I visualize it, I think I can see the 2 M's.
well, I'm highly disappointed in myself for not seeing the 2
Yeah,
M's.
that was the downfall right there.
Yeah, I feel stupid about it, but can't remember what the second question I was.
Oh, it was
Right.
it was chemistry. Salt is a mineral.
Salt. Oh yeah, that one was pretty easy.
No one was pretty easy. But I think even with me, once I would have gotten into 5th grade, I think it would have been ogre. It would have been all ogre.
Dude,
Shoot.
that's insane. And this is a game show that's got adults on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we just did was we started at first. This I think is a better format. We started at 1st grade and we went through 5th grade and then you get to the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the video game format because there's a Are You Smarter Than 5th Grade video game. So that's the video game format. I think it's just better. The normal show, you can pick whenever. You can go right off the bat. You can go 5th grade math.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's all
So
it all
it's not like a progression.
Yeah. It all corresponds to a money value. So you get that in your bank. And at any point in time, you can just walk away with your money. Or you can go for it all and then clear it all out and then get the 6th grade question that's worth a lot of money.
So these questions are intended to challenge adults.
Mm-hmm. Now they are something that should be, because again, on the show there are children, and
Right.
these children are they can be wrong, but you're supposed to confidently somewhat be able to rely on them if you need to be. And what's interesting about the show is that the kids will tell you what they're most good at, what subjects they're best at, and then you can pick those students to help you for the round if you're going to ask that particular question.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if that fact that there's an entire game show off of this just to me tells me that the majority of adults aren't using this information.
Shoot, whenever I was
in normal life.
Whenever I was like researching for this, I came across an old episode where the woman got up there and she lost everything. They call it flunk out. If you walk away with nothing.
Flunk out.
Yeah, she flunked out. And I think now she might have went for a 4th or 5th grade question right off the get-go, which I think is a little stupid. But
Yeah,
whatever.
you got to secure some cash.
Get some cash first. Granted, if you lose, you lose.
Oh, nothing.
Because you would have to make the decision before you get asked a question and fail to walk away.
Okay,
So if you've got $50K in the bank, you can just be like, "All right, I'm done." It was funny. If you do walk away though, you have to look into the camera and say, "I am not smarter than a 5th grader," which is interesting. But yeah, you can walk away with your money.
Huh. I feel like, man, with even a dude that just slightly remembers his education. I mean, frick, you can just kind of common sense your way through some of those questions without actually knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Like with the distance one, like why would there be a name for a single square kilometer? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Those
So-
are, yeah, you can kind of process of elimination it a little
Right.
bit.
So some of them I think you can just weed your way through without actually knowing the answer.
Just for fun, let's go through the remaining 6th grade questions, just because these are the hardest ones.
Okay.
So you did astronomy, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because that was Bailey's Beats. That was Bailey's Beats.
Beats.
So the remaining art is geometry, measurements, and spelling. So let's go geometry.
Geometry.
So 6th grade geometry.
Yeah, I'll answer this one.
Euler's formula states that the number of vertices plus the number of faces minus the number of edges equals what number? 0, 1, or 2?
What? Say the beginning again?
Euler's,
Say the whole thing again?
Euler's formula states.
Euler's formula.
Euler's formula states, it asserts that the number of vertices plus the number of faces minus the number of edges equals what number?
Number of vertices plus the number of faces minus the number of edges.
Dude, imagine just for a before
what
you
kind of
answer,
6th grader? Dude, our 6th graders of this day and age should be like solving the string theory at this point.
keep in mind
Holy frick.
keep in mind the game doesn't allow you to cheat on the 6th grade. Imagine if you went flawless through 5th grade and you got that question.
Dude, holy frick. Talk about a game ender. 0, 1, or 2?
0, 1, or 2.
I mean, this is a spitball. 1.
It's 2.
Oh my God. Like, what does that even mean?
That's crazy. So that was your geometry.
That's
So
insane.
we had 2 more 6th grade finishing questions here. Measurements was in the UK, 14 pounds is equivalent to what geological term? Stone, pebble, boulder.
Stone.
That is correct.
Okay,
that one was easy.
That would have been an easy one.
That would have been an easy one. And then the
14
final
pounds is, 1 stone.
and then the final was spelling. Right? Yeah, spelling.
Yeah.
How many times does the letter E appear in this synonym for peaceful? Serene is the word. What did I say? Did I say it right?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon? Is that what I said?
You were on the verge of saying that. Read it. I'm focused on read it again.
How many times does the letter E appear in this synonym for peaceful? Serene
Serene.
is the word. Yeah.
Three.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So other than that one,
Dude,
you were a
I
lock
could have
for
gotten a
6th grade.
6th grade. Yeah. If I didn't get that one. That was under what? That was under geometry?
That was what?
What was the stupid question? Faces, vertices, minus, plus equation?
Yes, that was geometry.
Yeah. I don't think I would have selected geometry, so that's good. That's good. The 6th, other than that, the 6th grade ones were pretty. Dude. Are kids learning that stuff?
I mean, that's crazy if they are.
That's.
Granted, I remember being in 6th grade and learning some wild stuff. And just like just knowing when I learned it that I was never going to use it again.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The amount of things that you take in and are immediately like, I mean, even in your limited, like little pea brain of those young days, you're like, how the frick could this possibly be used in real life?
Here's a question. When does that start? When does like everyday functional learning stop happening? For the most part.
Everyday functional learning stop.
Like at what grade, let's say?
At what point do you stop learning common sense?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Granted, up through senior year, you're gonna learn some stuff that's really useful. But like,
Yeah.
when does the majority of your education stop being common sense?
Well, I would say the majority of education is not common sense already.
Or else it'd be common.
Or else there wouldn't. Yeah, if there wouldn't be a show named "Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader?" with
exactly.
these questions. That
But like, I feel like if you're in 1st and 2nd grade, right? I would say most of your time is spent learning something that's pretty useful.
yeah,
You're learning basic math. You're learning
like
basic
addition
vocabulary.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's. Man, I would say it stops pretty early. I would say you don't stop learning common sense pretty early, but I would say as far as school is concerned, common sense things stop being taught pretty early, I would say. But
Yeah.
I would say you learn more about life. I mean, this is the critique of public schooling, that we're not saying anything new here. You
Yeah.
don't learn life in school, right? You don't learn
You should.
money management, and you don't learn.
Oh, dude, yeah. Imagine if you had a class that was just dedicated to managing finances. or something.
Yeah, a financial class. That'd be
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know if I'd be interested in it, like in school, but you just gotta imagine the knowledge that you gain is probably super useful.
Yeah. Emotional intelligence, that would be another huge
Imagine, like, it just makes so much sense. Imagine around the time people start getting their first job, you have a financial class.
Yeah.
Dude, that literally just makes sense.
Or body language and conducting yourself properly in interviews and
Yeah, communications.
Yeah, all this actual life stuff is not a part of.
On the subject of communication class, I took one in college and I hated it because all they taught you was public speaking. That was it. I really wish they would have actually dug into being an effective communicator, not just can you speak publicly in front of a group. I remember thinking that, and I never really did too well with it. I'm better as a public speaker now than I was then. But even still, I was like, I feel like I'm not learning anything. I'm just getting a topic together and just kind of spitballing. That's all I'm doing.
I imagine I'm assuming a part of that class was public speaking to the rest of the class.
Yeah. You did a presentation
on just whatever you wanted to, basically.
Yeah, you had to submit your topic idea, and they had to approve it, but it was pretty much whatever. They would give you themes, but it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I interestingly, I've never enjoyed public speaking. Like, it's always definitely a nerve-wracking thing for me.
Yeah.
But every time I have publicly spoke, it usually subsides pretty quick. I can usually get into it, and I usually perform pretty well, pretty easily.
With anybody that's not, this is my assumption anyway, with anybody that's not cripplingly anxious, that's pretty normal.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of, you get up there, if you got a microphone, you get your microphone, your first sentence or so or maybe a couple sentences is pretty shaky.
Right.
But you kind of like get a feel for the room. You get a feel for the acoustics. It's not, because a lot of people, am I too loud? Am I not doing something? You kind of settle into a flow.
Right.
Or at least you should. I've been following, I sent you one of his videos a while back. I've been every now and then checking on a YouTube channel. What is the name of that YouTube channel? I think it's something Vin.
Oh, where that dude talked to that one guy.
Yeah. It's
about something communication related.
Vin.
Yeah. I'll try not to be too.
I don't
specific.
know. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but the @ is Ask Vin, and this guy, his job is teaching people how to effectively communicate, not just present, but communicate. It's body language. It's what you say, how you say it, how to maintain energy levels, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been passively looking at this guy's videos. On its face, it seems so easy. It seems so obvious, but it's really interesting.
Yeah.
When you really think about it.
Human communication is deeply interesting. There's a book from Robert Greene called The Laws of Human Nature. Dude, that life-changing book. And one of the things that it talks about is body communication, bodily communication. And I never thought about it this way until I read this book, but it makes sense. We evolved communication through movement literally hundreds of thousands of years before we evolved language.
Oh yeah.
Like it is deeply ingrained in us to communicate through body more than it is to communicate through speech. So there is so much that you can learn from somebody by knowing the language of human movement. And there was this kid back in the day. He was paralyzed from the neck down. No, he was paralyzed from everything except his eyes.
Jesus Christ.
So he could only look around and blink. And that was his only form of anything. And he was like this for, I think it was years. But eventually he actually regained full control. Jeez. But in the years of him being not able to do anything, and communicate in any way except through blinks and eye movements. He noticed and started to pick up things from people around him. Like when somebody asked somebody else a question that they wanted to say no to, but responded with yes anyway, he noticed that their head would slightly nod no while they were saying yes, and just simple stuff like that. And eventually he learned how these people communicate through non-language. And he became incredibly good at reading people because he had no ability to do it. And eventually he became a therapist. I think he was a therapist that people like. He was very successful. People thought he was a mind reader.
Yeah, that'd be
like that.
super insanely useful if you could break through your patients lying to you.
Right. Or lying to themselves.
Or lying at all in general. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just pick up on it.
It's just an insane skill to have, to be able to pick up on body language. And the thing is, we are good at it. We do recognize it and we do know how to read it, except not consciously. Like, we do pick up on these things and we do respond accordingly in a lot of these ways, but we don't even realize we do it. Because like I said, it's more ingrained in us than speech is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Body language is huge.
Well, I mean, you look at people who are too stiff. This is something that I, in most situations, don't struggle with. Myself and my family are very emotive people. You and I both are, really. How many times have we been in a store or something, and our what word am I looking for? Like hand gestures, gesturing in general, is just so over the top.
It's just insane. Overblown.
Yeah.
Entirely.
But you hear these people. I can't reference a specific study, but I bet it would exist if the study was done. If people were to look at somebody communicating a message, but with hand gestures and things of that sort, body language, and then somebody who delivered the same exact message, just stiff, they would be perceived as less trustworthy.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and it's
course.
It's so interesting how much that makes a difference. Same exact thing, same exact way you tell it, just without a body input.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's there. I'm pretty sure there has been studies of this. Again,
I'm sure there would be. I just don't know.
The more people do hand gestures, the less awkward the people they're talking to feel.
Freaking Vin, he talked about this. I can't remember what exactly it was. He called it the power sphere. That's what he called it.
The power sphere.
The power sphere. And I can't remember exactly where it hits, but it's like from a certain point in your midsection to up here, this is where you want your hands to be at all times when you're speaking. If you gesture the same but below yourself, it's not confident. If you're too high, it's too much. It's too aggressive.
Yeah.
You got to be in the power sphere.
Also, seeing open palms rather than closed knuckles, that immediately signifies more openness and trustworthiness than this, seeing the backsides of your hands. Just ridiculous stuff like that.
This
is crazy.
I learned a thing recently. I learned about a thing. It might have been from that guy, but I don't think it was. But they were talking about gesturing. If you're gesturing, you don't want to point. Pointing is aggressive. It's very aggressive. A lot of people go for a full open hand point, kind of a gesture like this.
A directed wave.
A directed wave if you're going to point. I could be wrong on this. I want to say it was Bill Clinton. They called it the Clinton thumb. And this was the way he would point. He would point like this. Which is interesting because it's counter to showing the knuckles that you just said.
Right.
But that's what he would do. And I think of what I read was that there's been several politicians since that have adopted the Clinton thumb. You point with the thumb, a closed fist thumb.
That's interesting.
Probably not like that, but you just kind of general gesture.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't seem very. Just imagining that doesn't seem very open and welcoming to me. Maybe it's because of the closed fist knuckles situation, but that doesn't seem like a good.
I'm not stupid, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
we could talk about that for a while, probably.
you better stop.
The Clinton thumb. It's interesting. I didn't know. How do I point? I kind of do the this situation like
Yeah, I do that.
I do
lot
the
as
open
well.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Clinton thumb. But it was this gesture was likely adopted by Clinton from John F. Kennedy.
Oh, it's a Kennedy thumb.
Look at this is a little more open finger, but look at his hand. He's got a little bit of an open thing going on, but yeah.
He's holding a weapon. He's holding a pistol in his hand. He's trying. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
Clinton thumb, but potentially the Kennedy thumb.
Kennedy thumb. See, that's a weird. I don't know. That just seems bizarre.
Yeah, it was.
To me.
I did this, didn't I? I think it is kind of index finger out a little bit. Is it good? I don't
know if I like that. I ain't gonna capperoni with you.
Well, I'm casting a spell.
we're slinging our fishing things, our fishing rods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good, but
I don't know. I think the open hand is.
I think because
this feels more welcoming.
It feels more welcoming for
me.
sure. Yeah, index finger pointing, that's clearly bad.
Yeah,
That's
don't
way
do that.
too aggressive. It's way too aggressive.
But there's also open hands that can be like, what are those? You know?
Yeah.
Back at it again with the white vents.
What was it India? I think I heard one of these like communication guys talking about it. They were talking about specifically going to open hand instead of index finger because it's too aggressive. And they were talking about you'd be hard pressed to find somebody, I think it was India, in India point with one finger. It's always right there. Always.
Interesting.
It's like just a cultural thing.
I wonder what kind of... If we had like a survey of a bunch of pictures of hands pointing in different ways, and we just like gave people like a checkbox, what does this hand point make you feel like if this was done towards you?
Yeah.
I wonder what something like that would show.
Which gesture?
All of them.
Just any of them? Just in general, just like gestures?
If this was done at you, how would you feel? That
Somebody did that at you.
the Clinton thumb.
Kennedy thumb.
Yeah. I mean, this is Jesus.
Yeah, that's what it was. That feels more natural. It's not that. It's kind of that. Because you're gesturing in the room.
I don't know, man. This just feels stupid to me.
Hey, it worked for Bill Clinton and or President Kennedy.
I think we've moved on as a generation from those days.
We must have. Those boomers are gone, especially Kennedy.
I'm curious. What does Donald Trump do? What does the current presidency do? I feel like he would be a direct pointer.
I feel like he is, isn't he?
Probably.
I feel like he is.
He's the most like divisive dude in history.
He seems like the kind of gentleman to just put it right up your face.
Yeah, he's done the double.
Oh yeah, I've seen the double.
Yeah,
I've seen the double guys.
I think he's supposed to be like dancing, but everyone's like he's doing the double fist situation. Yeah,
that's what I want in my president. That's my president.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't know. Body language is definitely huge. I feel like as a politician, you have to know stuff like that.
Yeah, you need to be on point with your body language.
Absolutely.
Shoot. Not to get into politics. This is hardly even related to politics, but it just involves political figures. So, freaking on Twitter the other day, I'm not on Twitter. Somebody on Twitter showed me. But there was a picture of, I think Donald Trump had dropped a couple papers on the ground, and then some guy was just picking it up for him. And it was all over Twitter. People were talking about it. And people were like up in arms, like, is this what we want from our presidency? Dude was just picking up some papers for the president. President dropped some papers. It was outside. It's probably
he's
windy.
like 82.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I don't know.
It's up for the old man.
All that to say, yeah, dude, what you do, freaking do you remember? This is a story that pops into my mind every now and then. Do you remember the tan suit debacle?
Tan suit?
The tan suit controversy of, I don't know, the early 2010s, I'm sure.
No.
So This is stupid.
This wasn't the black and gold dress, was it?
No.
Okay.
This is stupid beyond belief. You're not going to believe how stupid this is. You believe how stupid it is. You won't believe it happened because of its stupid factor.
Okay.
So here's the controversy right here in summation. Barack Obama wore a tan suit.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the end of the story?
That's the end of the story. He wore a tan suit. And people thought that is unacceptable.
For what reason?
I don't know. It's just not professional looking enough. Let me find a picture of Obama. Because honestly, he looks sharp.
These are the reasons why a president goes in one end looking fine and comes out the other end with a lot more gray hairs.
Dude, look how dripped out this guy is.
Yeah, that's a president looking president.
Dude, I could do it. Dude, it's drip. It's
that's controversy?
Dude, it was so controversial that Obama in recent years has referenced the controversy and talked about like just how ridiculous it was. He still references that.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks.
That's crazy.
Tan suit Obama is out of the question.
What were people saying? What was actually the problem?
Let me see if I can get like a Wikipedia summary of the controversy.
That is ridiculous.
Because hold on,
dude, have you seen some of the suits that Jordan Peterson wears?
Dude, yeah. There's literally an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to Barack Obama tan suit controversy.
That is
what immediate response? Deemed the suit's color. What was it? Deemed the suit's color combined with the subject matter of terrorism to be too unpresidential. He went on. There's no way I don't think any of us can excuse what the president did yesterday.
What?
I mean, you have the world watching
by wearing a tan suit.
Yeah.
Man, dude, and this was surely had to be early 2010s. This
was 2014.
Man, sometimes I think like, man, we're becoming greater and greater snowflakes as the days go. And it's like, perhaps I'm just growing up and being able to recognize what was already there.
In 2014, we weren't really involved in this.
Yeah,
necessarily.
But it seems like it's always been a thing of ridiculous people doing ridiculous things.
There's no way I don't think any of us can excuse what the president did yesterday. That is insane. Over a suit color. It's not like he got up on stage to address a tragedy wearing rainbows. It was just a very professional looking suit. In my opinion, I don't know. I don't think a tan suit is unprofessional.
No.
It's not a navy or black suit, but it's not, again, rainbow. And frig if it was rainbow.
And the blacker you are, the whiter your suit looks, the better it looks.
Yeah, dude. Imagine like
if you wear all white suit as a very black man, you look insane,
dude. Yeah,
like
I don't
crazy good.
I think
that looks so good.
I'm
a fan of that look.
It's a contrast.
Yeah, it's the contrast. I'm a fan of that look.
Yeah.
So Barack and tan is something I'm a fan of,
dude. That's the drip. That's what I have to say.
But it's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable,
and
all of us should know.
Can't be excused. Okay. Well, honestly, there's been a lot of pauses in this, so I don't really know how much time we're at, but I think it's about an hour, so
that's good enough.
Yeah, we'll end this. That game was fun, and we should do it again in different formats.
Yeah, I think I was sitting there thinking. I was thinking like I want to play a game. That game show is fun.
Yeah,
I love the idea of if you lose, it's because you're stupid.
Seriously,
like I love that. I love that.
Like,
idea.
what if we did 1st through 5th grade, like Bible study questions?
That'd be kind of cool. Like
that'd be fun.
Just narrow it in by subject and just go like that.
Yeah,
that could be kind of fun. We got to put that on the idea list, which is small.
Yeah. All right. So, hey, if you got any questions or recommendations on stuff like that, topics to do a game on, or anything for that matter, we will respond to any comment because we get no comments. So,
heck yeah, dude.
Bob's your uncle. Let her rip. We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.